Hey
Hey
y'all,
y'all,
and welcome
welcome
back
back
to
to
Night
Night
Convos.
Convos.
We said we were going to come back with a part 2 of this. We just want to say, keep in mind, we're not saying that we're experts in body language analysis or anything like that. It's just what I learned in psychology and about body language and things like that. So that's what we're basing this off of. Um, also,
And she's pretty good at it.
thank you, baby. But okay, so we left off with saying, okay, so Gypsy knows she is about to lie again. She starts looking up and to the side and pushing her tongue into the cheek of her mouth. Again, don't laugh at me. He laughed at me in the part. Anyway, she starts looking up and to the side and pushing her tongue into the cheek of her mouth. And we're not saying that like if you're a person that does some of these things when you normally talk, like I talk with my hands, whatever. We're not saying that if you do one or even two of these things when you talk in no, normally or whatever in normal conversation that you're lying or anything like that. It's a lot of these things put together that lets you know someone's lying, um, or possibly lying or being deceptive. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so we're gonna continue. When she does that and pushes her tongue into the cheek of her mouth, and she says, "So yes, I knew the gender, and so did Ken. But we never said we didn't know the gender. We just said we never said that we didn't know the gender. We just didn't say that we did know the gender." So, okay. But she says that while looking down and to the side and cocking her head to the side when she says that part. We just didn't say we just didn't say we did know. So she's basically going, we just didn't say we did know, like that. But she doesn't go like that, like rolling her head like with an attitude. She cocks her head to the side. Cocking your head to the side like that when you're saying something or whatever, that can be a sign of uncertainty or hostility, which also goes back to prove, that she's manipulative, she's hostile, she's a
Yeah.
pathological liar, she's, all these things. She's conniving, cunning, everything, you know. But it shows her hostility, which we could go all into that all night long. But and how she's going to be with this baby, and how I believe she's going to be with this baby, in my opinion, anyway. Make sure to say that, because we have been told in a comment, that we're lying. Y'all are liars. No, if we don't lie. If it's a fact, we'll tell you it's a fact, and we can back it up. I
If it's an
promise you that we can back
opinion,
it up.
it's an opinion. We'll say it's our opinion.
Yes, thank you, Bubby. I really appreciate you doing that. Thank you. But so cocking her head to the side, saying, "We just didn't say that we did know," is a sign of, like I said, hostility and uncertainty. Uncertainty, like a lie.
Mm.
Being uncertain about. I'm uncertain about what I'm saying. It could be a lie. All signs of deception. Um, she then moves her half closed fist, and what I mean by that is like this, like um, closed fist, and when I say half closed fist, anyway, I'm meaning like this. She then moves her half closed fist to the side of her face while looking down to the side. She's looking down to the side with her half closed fist, which is a sign of deception, wanting to cover her face, because she knows she's lying. You're not only doing this. So like if you're someone that talks, like this or whatever, cool, fine, whatever. But doing this, her doing this, and looking down and to the side, she's uncertain about what she's saying and stuff like that because she knows she's lying. If you're telling the truth, you can look right at somebody and look them in the eyes and say what you got to say and it be the truth. You know what I mean? You can also see her right in this area of the video. And I'm gonna have a screenshot up for y'all to show it. You can also see her dilated pupils, which shows her being I'm sorry, y'all. Which shows her being deceptive because she's having to think harder about the lie, and it causes a reaction in the brain that makes your pupils dilate because your brain is having to, basically, to put it like in simple terms, your brain is having to like think harder,
Having
like
to think overtime.
right, because you're not telling the truth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, it causes her pupils to dilate, and you'll see it. And I in this the screenshot that I caught for y'all from the video, you'll see where I draw out her pupils and how big they are and versus the color of her eye. Yes, she does have dark brown eyes. I have, well, I don't have dark brown eyes, but I have light brown, sometimes hazel eyes. Just depends. Hubby has, brown eyes. So we're gonna have a beautiful brown eyed baby. Even though we would like to have a beautiful, blonde hair. We know it'll have blonde hair because we both did when we were little, but we'd like to have a hazel eyed, blue eyed baby or blue eyed, brown haired baby. But anyway, God decides that, and we're happy with whatever He gives us. That's besides the point. I went off topic a little bit. Sorry. But her pupils dilate, and y'all can see it in the screenshot. That I drew that shows her pupils being dilated. She's having to think harder. She's having to work overtime, like Hubby was saying just now. When she says we weren't going to come out and say, I'm sorry, y'all. Ah, I'm sorry, y'all. When she when she says we weren't going to come out and say content creator so and so. And remember earlier in the video she said content creators with an S. Creators.
Mm-hmm.
When she says we weren't going to come out and say content creator so and so ruined that for us. Her lips, she's blinking often while poking her lips outward more and moving her half bent hand, like I was explaining to y'all, a lot across her face. As it, like, in the motion, like, as if to say, what I'm saying is not true. Um, she's saying, like, she's blinking often, um, poking her lips out, doing that. I knew he was going to make fun of me for that. But anyway, she's blinking often, poking her lips outward more, and moving her half bent hand across her face as she's saying that. As she's saying, we weren't going, we weren't going to say content creators so and so ruined that for us. She's talking like this. She's not talking with her hands, saying we weren't going to say content creator so and so. She's not doing that. She's saying content. She has her hand like this. Content creators. So we weren't going to say content creators so and so ruin that for us.
It's like me saying I've got a blue shirt on, maybe.
Right. Yeah.
Like that, right?
Kind of. Yeah. Like that. But it's just to say, like it's kind of like saying, like, cross out what I'm saying. Don't listen to what I'm saying. It's a lie. You get what I'm saying? So anyway, as if to saying, like I said, as if to say what I'm saying is not true. Almost like someone would do to signal to someone quietly, don't say that. For those of you that may not be watching and maybe just listening or something, it's like the motion that you would like be motioning to somebody across the room, being like, "No, don't say that, don't say that." That kind of motion is what she was doing. Well, Jip Jip, you can't say any content creator or creators ruined the gender for you because you ruined it for yourself. You ruined it for yourself weeks ago along with the baby's name. She did. I mean, you've seen it. You seen that live. It was live
Yeah.
weeks ago, way before the reveal. A creator might have broke the story, when they seen your live. There might have been a creator that broke the story, first or whatever, but they didn't know the gender of your baby before you did. You can blame yourself for that one, Gypsy. You That's all on you. You can blame yourself for that one. When she looks up and then to the side and starts fidgeting over, sorry, y'all. When she starts fidgeting over to the side off camera, saying the reveal was for their family because they have family that doesn't get on the internet. And so it was more for them than it was for us, talking about her and Ken, and she says us. Well, that's yet another contradiction and lie in your story, girly pop. Like, come on. I've lost count at this point of how many contradictions is in this video
Yeah.
and in this story. Like, it not story. Well, I guess it could be a story because it's a lie. But I was going to say not story, but video. But it is a story. It's all a lie. Um, but that's yet another contradiction, that girly pop over here is trying to say. And I've lost count of all the contradictions. She contradicts herself like a ridiculously amount of times. So I'm sorry for that, y'all, but it's a lot to keep up with how many contradictions is in the story. She said it was more for the family that doesn't get on the internet because her and her entire family already knew the gender. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, y'all get what I'm saying? Like, I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. Like, you know, it doesn't make sense. You're saying that y'all already knew the gender of the baby. Then you're saying the creators, knew the gender of the baby and ruined that for you and everything, but y'all already knew the gender. Then now you're saying, well, we already knew the gender. We just done a reveal party for our family members, which a lot of people do. A lot of couples do know the gender of their baby and they do it for their family or family that's out of town or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's not what she was doing. Because the only family that came out of town was Ken's parents, and heck, they didn't even stay the third day.
They didn't even stay the third day, did they, right?
No, but I was gonna get to that for real. And this reveal party was just for her to get attention and for filming. And mark my words, I bet she will have that baby on social media. Yeah,
exploiting it.
yeah. Like, I absolutely believe that. She said on Good Morning America when she was announcing that she was 11 weeks pregnant, which is very early to announce that to the whole world, in my opinion. She said to Good Morning America, that she wasn't going to have her baby on a TV show and stuff like that, and everything, just for home movies. Um, because the world is so cruel and she wants to protect her baby from that. You're already not protecting your baby, girly pop. You are not.
No.
There, in so many different ways, you're not protecting her. You're an exploiter, like Hubby said. Already exploiting your baby in the womb. Moving on, she's still fidgeting to the side off camera and grabs a contouring stick, to contour your face. For those of you that may not know, I know there's some men watching. Y'all might not know what a contour stick is. Us women use it sometimes, to contour our face, stuff like that. Gypsy uses it to make her nose look thinner.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not even trying to be mean. She really does. She said it herself. um, but she grabbed a contouring stick, off camera and does nothing with it. All this fidgeting off
And you
camera to
can
the
hear
side.
stuff knocking over while she's acting like she's fixing something on the shelf or whatever is off camera over here to the
Yeah,
side.
or like she's messing with her makeup a lot, or grabbing things that she excuse me, that she's gonna need and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You can hear it. But all of this fidgeting shows nervousness because she knows that she's lying and can't face the camera. That's why she's looking off to the side. The camera can still see her, but the camera can't see what she's doing to the side. But you can tell, both of her arms are just steady fidgeting, off to the side, off to the side of the camera, fidgeting with stuff.
You can hear stuff knocking over and falling over and stuff like that because she don't know what she's doing. Well,
Yeah,
she knows what she's doing. She's lying.
yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly. She says, all I can say is going forward, we're going to be more careful about who we let in our inner circle. Again, while doing that half folded hand motion while saying this. Again, from now on, we're going to be very careful, who we let in our inner circle. Saying it like this, okay, as to say, don't believe what I'm saying because I let almost anybody in my inner circle, or her stepmom Christy lets anybody in their inner circle, and know what you were doing. Anyway, um, I'm sure everybody gets a house nut every once in a while, but
yeah,
they
but
are
I could
great.
see it at the corner of my eye and it was bothering me.
Well, it's okay, baby. I'm glad it's not bothering you. You made me completely lose my place. But she's saying that because her and Christy both um sell stories to TMZ a lot. Like their big number one, like probably their number one speed dial is TMZ. They're constantly selling stories to TMZ and other news outlets and everything, and stuff like that. So but she knows that they're not going to keep their inner circle tight, like she says, and everything. That's why she's saying that with that hand movement. It's kind of like saying something like unconsciously shaking your head in a motion, which would indicate you don't mean what you're saying, um, and that you're lying. Like for example, if I looked at Hubby and I was like, I don't love you. You see, but I'm shaking my head up and down.
Is that hard for
It's
you to
not
do?
true. Yes. That is hard for me to say. It is hard for me to do. But if I was to look at you and be like, your shirt's not gray. And I can literally look at you in your eye and be like, your shirt is not gray. You know what I mean? It's a lie. It's a lie.
Your
Now if I was
shirt
to
is
go,
not blue.
right, but you're shaking your head up and down because you're using your head, to motion that what you're saying doesn't match your body language,
Right.
So, really I would be like, hubby, I love you so much. You know, and I can look you
Oh,
in, oh
I love
hush.
you too.
I will appreciate that. I love you too, baby. Thank you. But really, that's what I mean though. Like your head motion is doing something completely opposite of what you're saying. That can be a sign of deception, of being deceptive. Um, along with some of these other things she's doing, like blinking fast, pushing her tongue into the cheek of her mouth, uh, staring off to the side, staring hard, at something, or looking down to the side, all of those things put together can be signs of being deceptive. So she's going to continue to tell on herself and let things slip. Not really let things slip, but let things slip. Because she can't help it. I mean, she literally can't help it. She craves the attention. She craves the I don't know, the attention that she gets from it. And she literally needs that attention. It's like she feeds off of it. All of her stands and everything like that want to go up to bat for her and go to bat hard for her. And I've read so many comments on Instagram and TikTok and everything. And they're going up to bat for her so hard. Let her live her life. I'm so happy she's pregnant. This, that, and the
Yeah.
other. But then you'll see those same people saying, "What do you mean she unalived her mom? What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
they know
Like
nothing
they,
about her.
yeah, know nothing about her at all. They just assume or think that she's this, normal
Perfect
person on
person
TikTok. Yeah, like a perfect person or just normal person on TikTok that
that was abused.
that was abused or or that I completely forgot my
Had a bad
thought.
lifestyle.
Yeah, that may have had a bad lifestyle, but that she's just this normal person that's pregnant and trying to show her pregnancy on TikTok or something and talk about that.
Yeah.
They have no clue about her story, and it's literally like, people, do your research. You don't have to believe us. You don't have to believe any other creator. Nothing. Do your own research and see. And I'm not talking about just the photos of her mom, that the unaliving photos of her mom that were released and everything. I'm not talking about just that. I'm literally talking about, look up her story, do your research, and learn what kind of person you're going up the bat for. Because you're out here, bashing on people and calling other people names in comments and everything, for Gypsy and everything, but you don't know nothing about her. You know nothing about her story. You want to say, oh well, has she done something and she went to prison for 8 years? Now let her live her life. No, she didn't just do something. She unalived someone. Okay, and that someone was her mother. I mean that's a whole different situation from just unaliving someone, and even
Yeah.
that's bad enough. But I mean,
Right.
like your own mom, I couldn't imagine. Like, anyway, I truly do feel sorry for this baby because she thinks she's having a baby doll and not an actual human being. Gypsy, if you really are pregnant, you are not having a baby doll. You are having a baby, a
Yes.
human baby that will be born, will cry every 2 hours, wanting to be fed, need to be changed, everything, every hour and a half to 2 hours, or so,
Yes.
give or take a little bit, like that. It's gonna need you. It's not something you have, to have something to love you, or have someone to care about you or to love you. No, a child, in my opinion, should have conditions on their love. Like me and you, we have unconditional love for each other. There's no conditions. There, like, we
Right.
we love each other no matter what. But our child should have conditions. It'd be like, our child should be like, I should have good parents. I should have parents that get up in the middle of the night with me and feed me and change me and
But she
and take
knows
care of me and
nothing
all that.
about
Yeah,
having a baby. I mean, it's like the video she made at Hobby Lobby, going in there buying signs for the bedroom and things like that. And not, I mean, the
yeah.
only thing she has to show, the only thing that I've seen so far to show for is one little Harry Potter onesie,
Yeah, yeah, for real.
and
That's
that's
all she
it.
has. But yeah, buying small, like she went in, like Hubby was saying, she made a little video with Ken the other day. Come shopping for the nursery with us. It was them literally going into Hobby Lobby and buying little small signs. That I don't have an example right here, but we're working on decorating our wall right here.
That's my fault.
So no, it's not your fault, baby.
Yeah, it is. I promised to hang that up, and I haven't hung it up yet.
It was this shelf that he promised to hang up for you, but that I wanted to put some things on. But anyway, it's not his fault. He stays busy and works all the time. He works every day, stays busy and everything, and then still does, sits down and does this with me. So cool, and I
That's
love
the
him.
reason some videos are far and few between, but we try to get them out as much as we can.
Yes, yeah, yes, absolutely, yes. Please know that. And we try to cover like the biggest things that are out and everything. But yeah, they went into Hobby Lobby buying little small, I don't know if y'all have ever been into like a hobby store or a Hobby Lobby or anything, but they have a lot of like wooden signs and stuff like that. I forgot to put my Vaseline on y'all before this video. My lips are dry. But
Your lips are fine, baby.
no, I can feel them. They're like dry when I'm talking.
Well, they don't look bad, is what I'm saying.
Well, thank you. You're just so sweet.
I know.
I love you. I love that you can be genuine, so genuine on camera. For real. Like, this is how he is, like, all the time, y'all. But, like, I don't know what else to say other than, like, thank you so much, baby. Thank you, baby. I don't know what else to say.
Well, you're welcome, baby.
But I try to show him that I love him all the time by doing little things for him. Or, like, when I go to the store, buying him little, what I call love prizes for him. But anyway, but they have little wooden signs and stuff like that in their store, and that's what she was buying. And one said like, you will leave. It was something like you will leave sparkle wherever you go, or she will leave sparkle wherever she goes, or something like that. It wasn't necessarily anything for like a baby room or a nursery. And I know she's having to make her room at her dad and Christy's house her nursery also, but she's already done put a big canvas picture of her and Ken on the wall, plus this big pink like metal flower, on her wall above, supposedly above where the crib's gonna go and everything like that. That's not the stuff you need to be worrying about right now. But I'll get into that in a second. But like Hubby was saying, the she was buying this type of stuff because she wanted to decorate the nursery, okay? And she was explaining how they're gonna have two nurseries, one at Ken's and one at her dad and Christie's and everything, because you can't live with Ken right now and stuff like that. But she has the one onesie or one onesie. And for a baby, you need lots of onesies. You need lots of the plain white onesies, in my opinion. Because you can make an outfit out of any out of those. Put some bottoms on you, make outfits out of those. The long sleeve ones and short sleeve ones. You need to be buying diapers and wipes, and you could literally take each check or each time you make money, each of Ken's checks, whatever, buy a box of diapers and a pack of wipes each time, in different stages because, they grow out of them quickly in the beginning. But you need to be focusing on things like that. And the girl has one Harry Potter onesie that her friend gave her. She didn't even buy it herself, along with a few stuffies.
I mean, she could have more, but she hasn't shown any.
Y'all, our light just went out. I don't know why. Do you have the thing? Like, I don't know why our light just went out, but it did. But, okay, thank you. Thank you, baby. But, okay, I don't know why that just happened, but anyway, she has the one onesie that her friend gave her because she's a Harry Potter fan and everything, and she had a knitted baby Yoda little hat for a baby, and it was too big for like a newborn. It would have to be like, it was big enough, y'all. I would say for at least like a 6 month old, 6 month old, whatever, because she's a Star Wars fan and everything. That's the only clothing item she has. And I know you said she might have more than that, but she showed her closet and everything. She doesn't.
Oh, really?
Really, yeah. She doesn't have anything else other than some stuffies, what I call stuffies, stuffed animals. And and she showed one of them, and one of them was
The husky.
yeah, a stuffed husky. And saying, and y'all is smiling and grinning, saying, and y'all know the story behind the husky, you know. Well, the baby is not gonna know the story behind the husky, and not nor is it gonna care. That baby's gonna care about: are you feeding it? Are you changing it? Are you burping it? Are you taking care of it? Are you loving it? Are you spending time with it? Are you doing tummy time? Are you doing exercises with it? Are you bathing it? Are you doing all these things that a parent does? Are you checking on it when it's sick? Are you, I could go
All
on
the
and on.
necessities.
Right. Like, I could go on and on, with a list of things, like that parents need to do, for their baby and everything, that, like Hubby said, is a necessity. Like a stuffy that you can't even put in the crib, or not that you can't, but you shouldn't put in the crib with a baby because of SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome. Um, they say you shouldn't put blankets, stuffies, nothing in a crib with a baby, nothing. Not even bottles. I know a lot of people do. I grew up, my mom, had the bumper pads around, my crib and everything, my brother's crib, all that. So back then, we know more nowadays than what people knew back then. But all that's like unsafe for a baby now. But anyway, but I don't believe. But what I was saying was, I don't believe that she's ready for this baby, like physically,
No,
emotionally, mentally, or in any other capacity,
absolutely
ready for
not.
this baby. Yeah,
Absolutely not.
no. Okay, so moving on. She's looking all over the place and looking up real hard and then back down and to the side, but not doing anything at all and still fidgeting, picking up different makeup products but never actually using them. While saying this way, I'm sorry y'all, I got done, while never using any of the makeup products. She's just picking them up, and looking all around and everything, and then she'll put it back down, and she'll pick it up, and she'll put it back down, and never using them. While saying, this way we can release it on our own time. Because it goes back to where she was saying we're going to keep our circle tight or whatever from now on. This way we can release, information in our own time. And that be something special for us. Again, like, she knows she's the one that released this info, and that she's lying about a creator doing it, about a creator releasing the gender of the baby. Which, again, how much sense does that make?
None
None.
whatsoever.
Thank you. Like, none whatsoever. But then she goes on to say, she's telling people to respect people's privacy. Like, in her video, she's saying, respect people's privacy in that way. Like, if they want, if she says, if they, I guess, talking about people in general, if they want to have a wedding or baby shower or naming your kid, remember, she's already released that too. She said she was going to use the baby name Aurora when she released the gender of the baby. Um, but this girl wants a wedding so bad, it's ridiculous,
Oh
because
yeah.
when she said that part, like she side eyed the camera, like she was like,
A
looking over
little,
here fidgeting, and then she was like, wedding.
a little smirk.
Yeah, like, there's a reason that Ken has not proposed to you yet, and there's a reason that Ken has not married you yet, Jip Jip. And I believe that it's because,
Well, she's
like,
gotta
in
get a.
my opinion, huh?
Well, she's gotta get a divorce first.
Well, I mean, yeah, it is. I mean, yeah.
In my opinion.
No, no, that's actually fact, baby. That's
I
fact. She
know.
does need to have
I
a divorce
know
first
that.
before she can marry her. But not even propose to her yet.
I know.
Knowing that she's pregnant. Like, in my opinion, I think he hasn't done it because I think in his heart of hearts, like in his own mind and his heart, he wouldn't say this because he's done gone on too many lives, defending that that's my baby, it's my baby, and all that. That he's afraid to look stupid if it's not his baby.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell y'all a little something about that in just a minute too. But meanwhile, after saying the wedding thing with a slight grin, meanwhile she's still picking up different makeup to use, but never using it, and then putting it back down, fidgeting a lot, and looking off camera so she doesn't have to face the camera. Deception. She looks up real hard and then down, and then like looks up real hard, like for a second, and then down real hard, and like what I was just showing you, and then to the side to say it should be the mom or the dad or the parents to put it out there. Well, it was. It was you, Gypsy. You're the one that put the gender out there. You're the one that put the name out there. You're the one that's put all this out there. You and or Christy. Y'all are the ones that's put all this out there. To TMZ, on lives, on TikTok lives, on Instagram, everything. By the way, I seen a picture today where she's 17 weeks pregnant. It just keeps making me think of the pictures that I took and everything. Anyway, maybe we'll show that to y'all one day. But what?
She was holding the onion?
Yes! Like she said. Y'all know we said in our last video, not part one of this, but in our last video, the where we talked to her PO, we showed y'all the little clip of the gender reveal.
Her PO supervisor.
Yeah, her PO supervisor. Let me make that clear. It was her PO's supervisor, not her supervising parole officer, but her supervising parole officer's supervisor. Okay.
Yeah.
Just making that clear. But because I think someone thought that we didn't actually speak to her supervising parole. It's a mouthful. I think someone thought that we didn't actually speak to her supervising parole officer's superior, his supervisor.
Right.
But she looks up real hard and then down and then to the side, and to say it should be the mom or dad or the parents to put it out there. And it was you, Gypsy. You are the one that put it out there. She stops fidgeting to say, well, I gotta call Ken to see where he is, even though she has a tracker on his phone, because she doesn't trust him, and due to his Grinder account, and
his ex-girlfriend on his phone,
no,
something like
that. They've been in Ken and Gypsy have been in fights lately about him having photos and stuff like that of his ex-girlfriend on his phone, apparently.
But take in mind, this is the Grinder app.
And it is an app for and we have no problems with whatever someone's sexual preference is.
Right.
But but Grinder is an account for gay men.
Yeah. So ex-girlfriend wouldn't make sense to me, anyways, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with that. I do, but I mean, apparently it's come out that he did have an ex-girlfriend as well, because it's come out that he's bisexual. So fine, do your thing, but don't lie about it. I mean, I can understand if you're still not wanting to come out to your family or something like that and everything, but when you literally have somebody on a live that has claimed to hook up with you twice, another man that has claimed to hook up with you twice, and his name was Cowboy Bear. We listened to it.
I knew it was something bad.
We listened to it. We listened to it live because we were going down the road, so we couldn't record it or watch it or anything for y'all. But his name is Cowboy Bear, and the bear part comes in, and Cowboy Bear explained this, which is supposedly apparently the man that hooked up with Ken twice. Ken got on the live to call him a liar, not let the man hardly speak, and kept talking over him, saying, well, send me the screenshot, send me the screenshot, da 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 da. Okay, well, people were asking, well, like, because Ken kept saying, well, Gypsy can look through my phone and look at my Apple Store, purchases and everything. And if I was on Grinder, I would have had to pay for it. Well, one, how do you know that if you hadn't been on it?
Yeah.
But because there are free sites too, I'm just saying. But two, there is a way. I looked this up and everything, and I also seen where somebody commented and who worked for Apple and said you can't delete your purchases, but there is a way to hide your purchases. So if he did have a Grinder account, and he didn't want Gypsy to see it, he very well could have hid it or be hiding it. The only reason this cowboy bear person came out is because he knew that Ken was out here. From what Cowboy Bear is saying, he knew that Ken was out here hooking up with men and everything, and didn't want him to take something back to Gypsy, possibly pick something up like a STD, STI, something like that, and bring it back to Gypsy, and possibly even the baby, and harm the baby. So anyway, it was a whole debacle. There were a lot of people on the live giving their opinions and everything like that. But that was basically what it was. Oh, I was going to say, the bear part comes in when someone that's smaller, yeah, a man that's like smaller or whatever likes to be hugged. Like it's a very very hairy man that that will hug you and snuggle you and everything. Yeah. That will hug and snuggle the smaller man.
That's where Cowboy Bear gets his name from, because he's the bear.
Right, yeah. And fine, there's nothing wrong with that. But Ken wants to jump on this live and everything to try to put this fire out.
On a 5-hour live, trying to put a fire out.
Yes, so y'all, that's why we couldn't record it and everything.
So something's up if he was on there for 5 hours.
And he also, said the hotels that they met at. He said, which one of them was a hotel that Ken was working at in Texas. And remember us telling y'all in the last video that Ken worked at a hotel in Texas. I mean, not worked at a hotel in Texas, but that he had misdemeanor charges in Texas and everything. So, he probably did work at a hotel there and everything. I don't know. I haven't looked into it. I'm just saying apparently he did, and apparently he hooked up with Cowboy Bear there.
Getting off topic just a little bit.
I know, I'm sorry. But anyway, then after saying to herself, and then, so moving right along, she answers the comment. She stops, she stops to like answer a comment. She looks at her phone, and she's sitting there like this instead of a half open fist. She's like got a closed fist, which is kind of like guarding yourself type of thing. She doesn't know what the comments are saying, so she's kind of like, it's a guarding technique, like you're guarding yourself, But apparently it was a comment that it wasn't showing the comments, but apparently it was a comment that she liked because she was like, right, that's the way it should be. I'm assuming, it was saying, like parents should, be the ones to reveal these things, not content creators. But it was the parent who revealed it. Then after saying to herself, she says this to herself, all right, to the makeup fidgeting, like she's fidgeting with the makeup, and she's like, all right, and then as she starts it up again after answering this comment and goes on, she starts up fidgeting and everything again after answering that comment and goes on to look hard to the side, and her eyes are moving very quickly back and forth from the sides to the center, like from the sides to the center and then from the side to the side again and everything. Several times while saying, yeah, talking about someone else's baby should not be a thing. Not when you yourself are putting it all over social media for people to talk about and have an opinion about, and so you can gain more attention from it, which you feed off of, which you love, Gypsy, or you wouldn't do it. You don't get pregnant or have a baby for self gain and attention, Jip. Yeah, like that's not why you have a baby, okay? But anyway, then she says another contradiction. and listen carefully. She says, it was really hard to not have that ruined for us. Not have that ruined for us. For them. I'm sorry. She says, it was really hard for us to not have that ruined for us. That's a contradiction of what you're saying. You said it was ruined for you. Now you're saying that it was hard for you to not have it ruined. So was it ruined or was it not ruined, Gypsy? Come on, come on with your lies. Keep up. If you're going to be a liar and you're going to do all this, at least keep up with your lies. I mean, dang, that's the least you could do. And keep up with all your contradictions. But y'all get what I'm saying there? Not, she was saying, it, that, she didn't appreciate it being ruined for her and Ken, and then saying, well, and then saying, it, she didn't appreciate it not being ruined for them. Doesn't make sense. No. So was it ruined or not? Like I said, Jip Jip, that would mean it was ruined for you. Like I was saying, it which contradicts everything she said in this whole video so far. And what this whole video is about so far. Her whole video is about so far. And she says this while looking up and pushing her tongue into her cheek again and licking her lips real hard and turning them inward. That's many things. While looking up, pushing her tongue into her cheek again, licking her lips real hard and turning her lips inward. That's 4 all at one time. She says, while doing that, she says, at first we were not going to know the gender reveal, which doesn't make sense, but I digress. She then says, but these content creators said this is what it is while rolling her hands quickly, not knowing what to do because she's lying. She said it was one creator, and now she says it was multiple creators. Which is it? Come on, And she's rolling her hands, both of her hands, rolling her hands like this, and stuff. You very quickly being nervous. She's nervous because she knows she's lying. She knows that at this point in the video she hasn't kept up with her lies or her contradictions, and she knows she's done lost it. She's done lost her lies and she's done lost where she's lying at and what she's lying about and her contradictions and everything at this point. She said, of course I look at and she said, okay, she was saying, that the creators, while rolling her hands and everything, she said it was one creator, and now it says it was multiple creators. She said, of course I look at that and I see that. So, meaning she sees it online with a smirk on her face, while picking up the same makeup brush and putting it back for the 100th time, literally. And yes, I wrote that in my notes because she did that. Kept picking up the same makeup brush and putting it back and not doing anything with it. Plus, that's your fault, Gypsy. Get off of social media and, go live the quiet life you claim you want to live. I know now you're claiming you want to be an influencer, but you're not an influencer. You're not famous. You're not a Kardashian like you think you are or you want to be. You're not a friend of the Kardashians. None of that. So stop it. You're not famous. You are infamous. You are infamous for unaliving your mother. So go live a quiet life you claimed you wanted to live, and how you wanted to go in a grocery store and people not want selfies with you, and you be able to buy tampons without people wanting selfies with you or asking questions or whatever, and you just be able to say, hey, how you doing, and move along. Well, why don't you do that? It's ridiculous. This is when she goes into saying, but that's okay, because we had a beautiful reveal. It was kind of funny and nervously loud.
To pop. But we didn't have anything to pop it with, so the cannons on both sides went off with the pink smoke, and then Kenna's trying to jab the freaking balloon with an earring, and it didn't pop. Oh, and then the thing fell over, and I'm like, it's a girl! It was hilarious.
And I think she notices it because she said you would have to be there, with another nervous laugh, kind of smirk on her face, then immediately stops laughing and gets serious. Okay, and like that goes back to what you were saying earlier. Like,
Why
wow.
wouldn't Ken's, I mean, yeah, Ken's parents stayed for the third day
Yeah.
or whatever.
And she was talking about how, in a live, how Ken's parents, it was really nice to meet Ken's parents and blah, 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 because they came up for 2 days and everything. Well, the next day was the gender reveal. Why wouldn't they stay one more day?
Yeah,
one more day.
For their grandchild.
Yeah. I think, maybe they know it might not be his. Maybe that's why they didn't stay and they didn't want to be a part of that. His sister was on the reveal saying, I'm going to be a brand new aunt, and I think you're going to be a little girl, and acting happy. We know that she was acting and told to act because Mia was also told to act and say that she thought that Mia was also told to act and say, well, I'm going to be your godmother and I think you're going to be a boy. And because Mia already knew it was a girl, everybody already knew it was a girl, So I believe Ken's sister, in my opinion, was told to act as well and say, I think you're going to be a little girl. But, maybe, like, I think that's why his parents didn't stay for the gender reveal because, maybe they think it's not his, or that there's at least a big chance that it's not his, but,
or either she's not pregnant and it's just a food bump, like I said before.
Food baby.
Food baby. Yeah. Not a baby bump, but a food bump.
You've had a few food babies yourself, haven't you, baby?
I sure have.
But notice when she stands back, y'all, I'm licking my lips. That's because I forgot to put my Vaseline on, and my lips are dry. But notice when she stands back in the reveal clip, in our last video, and also in this video, in the video that we showed you in part 1, and in our last video where we showed you the gender reveal, and when they were trying to pop the balloon, and the powdered cannons went off, the pink powdered cannons went off before they popped the balloon, and she just threw her hands out like that, Okay, notice that in this video clip that we showed you in part 1 as well, when she's talking about the gender reveal, and she says and she's talking about how the cannons went off first and everything, and the pink powder came out and stuff, and she's trying to laugh it off nervously and everything, and says, I just had to say, it's a girl, like that. Notice when she stands up, because she stands up to do that, and she spreads her arms out wide like that. Look at her stomach. Look at her stomach when she does that. I'm serious. Pay attention to that. Keep that in mind for Gypsy's back bend clip we're about to show you. At the end, she says, at the end of the video we showed you in part 1, she's going to finish getting ready and pack her. She says she's going to finish getting ready and pack her overnight baggie, in her baby voice, to go stay at Ken's house because he should be there any second. This isn't true because she got right back on live, back in the bathroom where she's been the whole time, still doing a TikTok live a while later. And she's not allowed to even go to Ken's anyway. We talked about that in our talking to her PO video. She's not allowed to stay overnight at Ken's right now. Like we said in our last video. Anyway, now in the video we're about to show you, it was done even hours later from the second TikTok live in the bathroom. It was done. The back bend video we're about to show you was done hours later after that. From inside her bedroom at her daddy and Christy's house. Another lie. She is still not at Ken's. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But now that we've explained all this to you, and we're sorry that it was so long, but now that we've explained all this to you, I want y'all to go back and rewatch the video in part 1 and see how many lies y'all can detect using the body language analysis and everything that we were talking about in our videos and stuff. And see how many lies y'all can detect, and in her body language and everything, and also pay attention to her tone of voice and how her tone of voice changes, up and down and everything, and going up and down. We would love to hear, your opinions in the comments and everything, and have a conversation about it. Like we would love to know your opinions and know how many lies y'all may have detected using the body language. But anyway, this has been long enough, and that's all we have for y'all tonight. Don't forget that we are going to be talking to the lawyer this week, the Louisiana lawyer this week. Hopefully, like we said, we're still trying to get the funds together to sorry, I lost my thought. We're still trying to get the funds together to pay for the consultation. That's what I was trying to think of, as consultation. I couldn't think of the word.
It's a big word, baby. It's okay.
Hush.
I'm just playing.
But I know you are. But we're still trying to get the funds together for that. But we are planning on getting that done this week, and also talking to her PO some more. So keep that in mind. We will be updating y'all on that as soon as we get some more information this week about it. We'll be doing a video this week about that. So anyway, that's all we have for y'all for tonight, and make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see y'all in the next one. Good night, and God bless.
God bless.
And here's that video, the back bend video. Don't forget to watch it. Like it's real funny. It's seriously just absurd and ridiculous, and may prove that that's what I was going to tell y'all a minute ago. This video may prove that Flawless Nina could be right about saying she's seen receipts on Gypsy's due date being in November, which would have made her be pregnant around, like February or so, February, March or so, something like that. I don't know, but just take a look at this back bend video, and we'll see y'all in the next one. Good night, and God bless.
Good night, and God bless.
When the song come on, let me see you get gone. Baby mamas, this your song. Been pregnant for way too long. Now tell the DJ turn it off. When the song